Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and we're going to be talking about XRP Stablecoin, no stablecoin, what is going on, what is happening. We're going to cover it all off on today's video. We kick off with more cross-border CBDC trials involving Hong Kong and the Thai Stock Exchange, with 30 banks coming on board to take this on board. And of course, Ripple and the XRP ledger is right in the thick of this. So it's becoming almost like a daily, weekly scenario where more and more nations, companies, organizations are looking at this and going, you know what, this makes sense. Let's start to explore, roll this out, understand where the benefits of it are. And it's really cool to see, 30 additional banks getting on board with the cross-border CBDC trials. It's massive, right? And I feel that everything we're doing right now will all make sense 2022. And so we're building the foundations for something really, really, really big. And patience is a word that it is so much easier said than done. So much easier. So much easier said than done. And it's how best to describe patience when it comes to cryptocurrency. You have a goal. I have a goal. These organizations, they also have goals, right? But getting there takes patience. And crypto really, really does teach you this word. And if it doesn't teach you the word in the way of simply just learning, it will teach you by teaching you with making mistakes or selling things too early. And it's happened time and time again. From 2008 until now, anybody in 2008, 2009, even up to 2015 that sold Bitcoin early, they will all tell you the same word. I wish I was more patient. I wish I had patience. And I know you message, and I know you guys comment, and I know you guys do all these things, to get on, my feedback on things, but we must remain patient. I feel what we have is very special. Not many people on earth really know about it. And if we educate ourselves, upskill ourselves, and have patience, we're going to do really, really, really well. Now, I like this article that Ripple has launched called, Evolving the RippleNet for a Tokenized Future. It was published 2 days ago. Really, really good article about, talking about today's crypto and the blockchain. It is more mainstream than ever. We know this, right? But we are estimating that at least 46 million Americans now own crypto, which sounds like a big number, but really is not that big, right? When we think about where we're going and what's going on. And so Ripple talks about in this article, how we're preparing enterprise for the crypto future. We've been talking a lot about, retail and commercial, but enterprise, really, this is where the big money is, right? And on-demand liquidity is for the big players, right? For your banks and your countries and all that. And so we're going to get ready for that. It all starts with a wallet. And so we, talks about what that means, how that works. And I think it's really, really exciting. I mentioned maybe 3-4 weeks ago about FlashFX, an innovative payments technology company based right here in Australia. And, again, using the RippleNet, using the XRP blockchain. So very, very exciting to see these type of articles. And make sure, when it comes to Ripple Insights, make sure you follow on LinkedIn, follow on Twitter, check out the Insights page. So much good information on there. Now, XRP price set to retest the dollar despite the SEC versus Ripple case. This is quite interesting in terms of when we saw the price of Bitcoin started to dip. I did mention that we didn't exactly have a strong signal yet that we were going to go into the 20s and beyond. And there is so much volume coming in every time Bitcoin drops to a certain point. And we'll go over lots of charts today. We're going to probably go over more charts than we've gone over in a really, really, really long time. But it's holding. It is holding. This notion of going into the 20s, even low 20s and all that. I haven't had a signal yet that has said, yeah, this is happening. And until that happens, I'm not coming on here and telling you, we're in the 20s and we're about to go into 22s and all that. I think, entry points are so important, right? You can get a prediction of all-time high wrong or delayed, But coming on the channel and telling you that something that is currently at 33,000 is going to go to 20,000, I'm just not prepared to do that. And I know you ask, and you ask a lot about these questions, and what's my opinion on this? What's my opinion on that? What do you think of this guy? What do you think of that guy? And my advice to you is listen to all of us, but then listen to yourself. Like, listen to all of us. Like, the channel is made for you to listen. It's not to follow. Like, it's not to follow verbatim. Like I always say, do your own research. Back it with your own research. And by the way, I've been working with some filters and some settings to hopefully minimize all those spam comments and spam things that have been coming through the channel lately. So hopefully that works, and let me know, like, because I was sick and tired of seeing all these BAP token this and, join this WhatsApp group. There is no WhatsApp. I will never ask you for your money. If anybody does that pretending to be the Crypto Serpent, report it, but it's not me. Like I just don't do that. So over here, FX Street talks about what is going on. The XRP price looks set to tag $1, why that's the case, and then they talk about where it's going and how we're going to get there. So very interesting from them to see that. Are we going to get there? We'll talk about it. We will talk about it. Now, Elizabeth Warren gives SEC July 28 deadline to figure out crypto regulations. I think this is really strong. So the Democrat senator said in a letter to the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, that she needs an answer by July 28th. How is this going to impact the Ripple case at the moment? I find this is a very strong statement. I love when senators and high government authorities come out with this stuff. It's really, really, really cool, and I think it's really, really interesting when a senator like this comes out and gives like a very specific deadline. So how is that going to impact, the SEC must use its full authority to address these risks, and the Congress must also step up close to these regulatory gaps. She added, there is, despite the rising popularity of crypto, there's a lack of common sense regulation has left ordinary investors at the mercy of manipulators and fraudsters. That's a big statement. So how is this going to impact the Ripple case? I think ultimately it's going to impact it in a positive way, because the SEC case is weak at best and Ripple wants legal clarity. And so having just an extra push, and this has made news worldwide. This news has spread like wildfire around her making this particular case, giving they want an answer on crypto regulations by July 28th. So we are about 21 days away from that here in Australia. And so Warren's, who's part of the Senate Banking Committee, is concerned about risks to consumers and investors from the $1.3 trillion market. And so having that legal clarity will strengthen the entire industry. Now, this is where it gets tricky, right? If you're in meme coins that have no purpose, coins that I don't even know why you would have them in your portfolio to begin with, once these regulations come in, you really do have to watch out, because you could be in a bit of trouble and your portfolio could be in a bit of trouble. And again, it's not financial advice, but I'm just saying, make sure that what you're in solves real world problems. Now, let's go into a topic that has literally exploded in the marketplace after, arguably the biggest crypto channel in the world has put out that Ripple will have a stablecoin. And BitBoy Crypto came out and mentioned that not only would they have a stablecoin, but he's actually seen the paperwork. Now, I don't know about you, but he's got a big following, right? So you would not go to a channel of that size, to an audience of that size, and not mention something that he didn't believe. Or, what he spoke about was big, right? To come out to an audience of that size and mention the things that he mentioned, that is big stuff. So will there be a stable coin? He almost guaranteed it. He didn't guarantee it, but he reckons that there will. How is that going to impact things? Ultimately, I've taken my time to come up with this, so I'm going to give it to you straight. I think ultimately it does make sense for there to be a stable coin. What it tells me though is that the XRP token is going to be massive. And I mean massive. And this is where we start to get excited and we start to talk about $100 XRP $200 XRP, $300 XRP, and we're not talking today. Calm down, stop typing. We're not talking about 2021, you're going to get to $100 XRP, but we're talking about the future of XRP. If XRP is to be number one in the world, in a market that is arguably predicted to go into $10 to $20 trillion market in the next 3, 4, 5 years, then having a stable coin for XRP makes sense. What do you think? I'd love to know what you think about that particular point I just made in regards to, do you think there will be an XRP stablecoin or a Ripple stablecoin? Does it make sense, with a market that will eventually be, in the 10s and $20 trillion market cap? I think it does. I think it makes sense. Don't panic around the XRP token, because I think the XRP token is going to be worth a lot of money. A lot of money. Let's go into Atani from a technical point of view. Let's see what's going on over there. Okay, so this is probably one of the main reasons that I speak so much about volume. I mean, look what happened here on the hourly, right? It hit 59, which, by the way, you can go back on the replay of yesterday. And I did mention about, hitting 59. And then look how quickly it just bounced straight to 62. It just flew to 62. And now it's currently sitting at 61.55, 2.75% down at the time of making this. Bitcoin is at 32.8. But this is what I'm talking about here, right? Those that are making the arguments of, $20,000 Bitcoin and, low 20s. I mean, every time massive volumes kick in and we go back up. So of course on the MACD we're sitting on a bullish. We hit the oversold and boom, bounced straight off of it. So jump into 4 hour, the gap has closed, right? And on the 4 hour we're almost into the oversold with the RSI. So I don't think we're far away there at all. Now, when we go 12 hour, we can look at the 12 hour. We can see that we're currently almost outside of the Bollinger Band. We are just tipped into bearish, and from an RSI point of view, sitting in almost oversold, but not quite. And from a daily point of view, the daily has not touched. The daily has not stepped into a bearish segment. And so this is where you got to zoom out. This is the importance, right? The importance of zooming out. And it's so crucial to zoom out. So crucial to zoom out and get a real good feeling for what is going out there. And don't just rush into making decisions, because this is where a lot of mistakes get made. And so from Atani, from the indicators point of view, what can we see so far? Well, we saw that when we hit a certain price, boom, we bounce back very, very quickly. So we do have strong volume as soon as the prices go down, somebody's scooping them up. And that there is very interesting to take into the weekend and take into Saturday as we move forward. So let's go and look at some drawings. So like I said, we got a lot of drawings to look at today. Okay, so from a drawings point of view, let's kick off with this one. So we touched our 59, and as soon as we went from the 59, we bounced back up. Now, when we're sitting at the moment, in the 60s range, like 61 at the moment, we even touched the 62. From here, we'll bounce down again. When we go down, we'll probably go down 57, and from here we will go up. But it's not going to be over, and I think the clear here is that we got to break above 66, like a clear break above 66. From there, we will need to test it again. So testing the 66, 65, and then continuing up, that will mean that we're out of the clear. But I think we're going to be playing in this. We're going to be playing in this channel for a while. So 50, 59, boom, 58, 57, go back up, 62, 61, and then go down and then go up. So we're going to be in here for a little bit. So that right now, that is a very possible scenario. So I wanted to mention that as one of the first ones. Can we hit 51 again? Look, it's never say never, because right now we don't have the indication that we're not going to hit 51, but we also don't have the indication that we're going to go above 72. So you must be patient, because you could make a really big mistake at the moment. And again, it's not financial advice. I'm not financial advice, but I want to give you the idea that you must wait and be very patient with your moves. If you're putting in a trade to sell, if you're putting in a trade to buy, this is the worst time. This is literally the worst time because it can go either way. Now, green is deeper than the red because one would suggest that going down is more likely than going up at the moment. Now, how down? How down do we go? Where do we go? Now, 59, we already hit that. So we've already hit the 59 and now we're coming back and we're sitting around that 61, 62. But where do we go? Where do we go beyond 59? Can we go lower, right? I mean, some are suggesting that we go to as low as 31. I mean, imagine the news there, like, hitting 51. I don't think so. I think, 54, 51 again, 44 for me is probably where I draw the line as low as we're going to go. By the way, I'll mention this, I do mention this very often, but for me, I'm a long-term holder. Like if it got to 44 cents, I would still be sleeping like a baby. To me, I see the value, I see what's going on. If I'm liquid, I'll buy more. I bring it to you because if you're thinking about entering into the market or if you're literally worried about what's going on, then rest assured that from my end, I'm very confident on XRP. It could hit 20, it could hit 17 cents again, and I'll just be scooping up as much as I can. But that only comes from your own personal research. I cannot give you this confidence. You must do your own research, and you should not be so confident by just one person telling you this. You gotta back it up with your own research. Now, the other scenario is that we do break above, and then we start to hit 70, and then we go into 74s and then all that. So that there also is a scenario. So where from here? If we don't go down into the 44s and all that, then we will go above one, maybe $1.05, retest 73, and then continue up into $1.20 and beyond. So that trajectory. Should we go down, and I mean down, I think 44 cents USD is what we're going to hit. I don't think so, but that's my own personal opinion, and you should always back it up with your own research. So a much bigger episode than usual, but there was a lot to cover off and some very, very key important points to mention. So if you did enjoy the video, if you like the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.